One area where we had zero exposure to before we actually got into this program was in the safety review process and working with the safety review panel. I think early on in the program, there were a lot of lessons that we learned through the initial meetings and reviews with the safety review panel on how they wanted the architecture presented and what the system really needed to look like and how the system needed to operate. Not down into how the electrons would flow, but more specifically into the overarching safety world, how the system needed to operate. And so what we did from the beginning is we started to build a relationship with the safety review panel to understand what they were looking for, and so that we could adequately address it, not only in our design, but how we presented that design to them. And so one of the areas we built up in Orbital ATK is a safety group separate from safety and mission assurance. It's actually part of our engineering group, whose job it was is to ensure that the system was going to operate as designed and as intended and in a safe way. And one of the ways we learn to do that is through all of our hazard reports that are required as part of the SRP reviews, all of the verifications that we had to do as part of the verification program. What we learned quickly is that by getting the SRP involved, we could get effective, positive feedback from them on which path we had to go down. They were willing to listen to what we had to say. They understood that we were experienced in the space business, but they also understood that rendezvousing with the ISS is not something we had done before. And so I think forming that relationship was critical. Since the beginning of the program, we have felt it imperative and critical to keep them informed of issues we've encountered on the program. We are in contact with the SRP on a very frequent basis, not just as part of SRP's reviews, but as ad hoc technical interchange meetings that occur along the way, making sure they're understanding how we're dealing with bigger issues that we face and how that might impact safety. And I think over time, we've been able to show that we take the safety review process extremely seriously. We have people on the program, independent, who hold us accountable internally, so that when we go to the SRP, we've been through the process. We've vetted the issues that we're working on. And at the end of the day, by the time we go to the SRP, things are well thought out. We solicit input, but I think it's been a very worthwhile experience and something we're very proud of.